One thing that is very common amongst African states is that our governments are essentially a gentocracy, which just means that a government ruled by old people.
Yes.
And it mustn't necessarily be a bad thing, but for most of our African states, it has been ruled by old people, and governance has failed us in so many ways.
We just have to take our country from the president to the president of National Assembly to the Senate and so on. In fact, Cameroon represents a very, very, very bad case because the people are not only old, they are senile. This is the height of what we call political adultery. It's despicable. You don't find that in any country in the world. It's only Cameroon, and that's the Cameroon exceptionality. The regime of old men, I think Cameroon is a case study. I don't think the issue with youth is that they are demonstrating against old people. That's not the problem. The problem is that the governments of old people are not delivering.
Yes, they're not delivering.
They're not delivering the goods. That's the problem. Unemployment is on the rise. In fact, in Cameroon, if you ask statistics for unemployment, it's of no use because almost everybody is unemployed. What statistics do you want? You see people, they are all on the streets. If you are leaving your house after 8 o'clock, you know where you are going to.
Yeah.
Because these women who are there, they see you sitting at one corner, drinking beer, doing barbecue, and they can't even afford anything. They're just biting their fingers.
Yeah.
As soon as you're going to assault you, and so that they can get something to eat for the evening.
The ripple effect is we see it play in real time. Because there's unemployment, there's high insecurity, there's so many youths are delinquents in the streets, and it's a lived experience for so many of us as Cameroonians. We see it happening every day. Every day that you step out, you're in the street, it's survival for the fittest, literally.
And this, of course, is an unprecedented phenomenon. In this country, we have never had this situation before. Where you have what we call massification of unemployment. Massification of misery.
I find it very important that you say that because in my lifetime, I've never experienced any other thing aside from this massification of employment. But I really find it interesting that you grew up in times where you saw things different in Cameroon. For example, when you talk about entering into these public administration schools and all of that, how difficult it has become mystified. But in your time, I remember
it was ABC.
Yes, I remember when my mother told me how Papa held her hand and she just went and wrote the exams and she passed and she got into the teachers training school. Meanwhile, today, only the documents that you have to compile to even make it to the list to be qualified to write. The intergenerational conversation is very important, and I'm happy that you're saying that Cameroon was not like this.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. In fact, the era we are living, we can call it the dark age, the dark ages of Cameroon history. The dark age. In fact,